So this is workshop number 2, video number 6, and we are going to be discussing step number 3 of creating effective action plans, which is the how. So if you remember, the 6 steps are: what are you going to achieve, when are you going to achieve it, how are you going to achieve it, you prioritize the hows, and then you identify the obstacles, and then you schedule everything. So this is number 3, how. So you remember in the first workshop, everything was about a mind flush. I truly believe that doing a mind flush is the way you solve any problem in your life. You are so smart and you have so much knowledge, and most of the time you're not brave enough to take the action that you know you need to take. You look to someone else to tell you what you need to do, or you look at other people for solutions. But whatever is going on in your life, even if it's nothing to do with work, if you sat down and wrote out all the things that are happening, all the things, if you're sad, if you're frustrated, if you're overwhelmed, and you wrote down everything that's on your mind, you would very quickly identify a way to solve whatever you're going through. And it's exactly the same when you come to create an action plan. You have all the knowledge, you have all the experience. Even if you are a brand new entry-level person in your job, you know how to fix these problems if you just allow yourself to think logically and to try anything. So you know what your goal is, you know when you have to achieve it, and you now need to sit down and figure out how you're going to hit that goal or fix whatever the problem is. And I want you to just start writing, and if you can do this somewhere quiet, if it's an action plan that you have control over. Obviously, if it's team-based, you can all start thinking about ideas and just take 5 minutes of peace and quiet, all sitting there writing stuff down, and then you can look at it together as a team. And I want you to really think big. It doesn't matter if you have an idea and you don't actually know if it's possible, if the company would support you in that idea, if you don't have the training, but you think it might work. You can figure all of those things out. And when they say thinking outside the box, you really do need to think about anything that you could possibly do to solve the problem or to hit your goal. When you've gone through all the things that you think of, all the things that come to mind quickly, then I want you to think about someone else. I always like to have an inspiration person. I have inspiration people in my life who are really good at the things that I struggle with. And so if you need to start looking at people and finding that inspiration person, not a comparison person, because when you compare yourself to someone, it always comes from a place of negativity, of inadequacy. But when you look to someone to inspire you, then that lifts you, that raises the bar. So think of that inspiration person. Imagine whatever your action plan is, whatever goal you're trying to hit, imagine someone who could get the result that you want. It could be someone who works at your company. It could be someone who works at a different company. It could be someone famous. You know, there's tons of people out there who are very good at their job. Someone, like the Shark Tank people. Everybody, if you want a female role model, everybody always quotes Oprah. But someone who's truly successful. If they were in your position and they wanted to solve this problem or reach this goal, what would they do? And then in the training, you remember me talking about what would your future self do? And when you first hear this concept, it sounds so crazy, but it goes back to, you know exactly what you can do to fix a problem. You just have to have the courage to do it. And if you think about yourself in 10 years' time, you know that you're going to be a better, wiser, more highly trained, more confident person who's able to deal with so many more things than you can currently deal with. So if you think about yourself in 10 years' time and the person that you want to be, what would you have done differently? How would you have hit that goal? And if you can actually put yourself in that mindset, it just allows you to think even bigger and get even more creative with the ways that you can solve a problem. So write that mind flush. Think big. Think of everything that you could do. Oh, and the other one you can think of is, what would your competitor do? So if you think about other people who are in your market, whether it's sales, whether it's operations, whether it's parts, whatever it may be, think about what would your competitor do in this same situation. So you can do anything that you want. You just have to get it down on paper, and you have to trust yourself and think big.